What's going on, man? It's your big homie, Big Betty, and I hope first and foremost I got to do a disclaimer before I even play my intro. Before I even play my intro song, tonight's episode is for educational purposes only, man. I got to talk about something very serious, very touchy, very serious. We got to talk about racism in America, and it's not gonna be polarizing. We're gonna have a very clean and cut, direct conversation about this. And I got a lot of videos to show y'all, and I hope you stick around. So let's get to this. Let's get to it. Younger brothers let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Some don't know the effects they have on others when everything that we do affects our younger brothers and sisters. To me it seems that the facts have missed us. Be there to reach down to hug and kiss us. Frankly, the current state that we're in needs to be discussed. Self-respect is a must. We need to tone down the lust, avoiding the fact that it provides a pleasant rush. But who in this world can you trust? The answer to that is yourself. Don't take what that man says off the bat. Pick that book up off the shelf. That don't mean not to trust. That means to take what he said, think about it, and then come back and discuss. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. Change up the world for the boys and the girls, because if we don't change it up, we ain't gonna make it in this world. We need to focus on the present and think less about the past, cause if we keep it up like this, then that's gonna be our fucking man. You gotta know just where you're coming from to get where you're going. So get on, hit that like button, cause there's power in knowing. We need to pick up more books and read them cover to cover, and after you get the information, pass it to your brother, spread it to the whole world. If you know it ain't fake, you'll be surprised the difference in this world that one man can make. It's good and bad in everybody, but you gotta bounce it out. And if we all found that, we change the world, no doubt. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. Let's change the world, 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 let's change the world. Let's just unite, let's stop the rapes and stop the fights and stop the murders in the world. We gotta change the world. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your big homie, Big Betty, man, and I am the host of the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast, man. First things first, hit that like button when you come in the building, man. Hit that like button, man. Hit that like button, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for tapping in and tuning in. I appreciate all y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Columbia, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, man. Now let's get to this topic. For real, God bless you too. For real, we all need blessings now, man. And I gotta talk about something very, very serious tonight, as I always do. Y'all know if y'all ever been here, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button because it's one of the best channels on YouTube. You won't want to miss this type of content because it's that eye-opening, world-changing content. So
Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that share button. This is not going to be one to miss. I got to talk about something very, very, very important and very serious tonight, man. We're talking about racism because I have to put this shit in perspective because I'm seeing a bunch of radical racism rising up in this country again. And I'm going to say this. I have to show y'all that racism is just purely based on hatred. So I'm showing what I'm doing tonight. I got some videos, some documentaries I want to show y'all. Not long, but I got some videos that are just so mind-blowing when you see it. I want y'all to understand, and by the time you finish watching, you'll understand that racism is just a system of pure bigotry and hate that was put onto people to control them. You know, so I'm not going to show this video to polarize us. I'm not making this live tonight to cause any hatred or any confusion or broaden or widen the racial gap that we already have. I'm not trying to widen the racial gap. I'm not trying to breed anybody I'm not trying to breed any racism, and I don't promote racism. Because like I tell y'all all the time, everybody on the planet, all humans derive from the same source. So just because you feel a way or you act or you feel like you're this or that, we're all the same human being. But let's get to the truth about this shit. A lot of people were taught and we were told that slavery was abolished in 1864 and things of that nature. A lot of people were told that. A lot of people thought that slavery was abolished and it doesn't exist and it's not going on and racism isn't a thing and this and that. But let me explain something to y'all. Racism as well as slavery, it still exists and it still goes on to this day. It's just disguised and it's masked. But even nowadays, people can't hide it no more. They can't hide it no more. They're ready to come out. And for anybody who is having any, you know, issues with race and things of that nature, you don't have to demonize another group of people to make yourself feel valid. You know, no matter who you are, no matter what race you are, you don't have to kick somebody else down. You don't have to kick somebody else just to feel like you're better than somebody. You know what I'm saying? And now let me show y'all what's going on. Slavery. Oh man, I got some fucking videos, man. Slavery. Let me show y'all. Let's take a look into this, man. This is why I love modern technology, and this is why I love technology itself. See, people, they lied to us so bad and told us there was no cameras and no technology and no this and that. And they tried to keep us in the Stone Age at that particular time. Like when black people were going through slavery, which was any group of human beings in the world's history. So what black people went through in the history of this planet by the subjugation of other people was worse than anybody else's oppression. You know what I'm saying? The oppression that was done to my people, the black people, was the worst human oppression ever committed on this planet Earth. Nobody ever was done worse than black people. Not the Jews were not done worse, not the Holocaust. Nothing was worse in comparison to what was done to the black people. So let's get to this shit and let's show you. I'm going to show you how slavery was still in existence even way, way after slavery was abolished. I hope y'all are ready, man. No, ain't nobody reads. And boy, you don't know who you're talking to. My father, I'm a historian in real life. You need to listen. Now let's go. We don't need to. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
He got to get out and work now, too.
How old is he?
59.
How much money is he making?
He might make $30 this week.
What about the machines?
They doing that. I think we got five or six running now, picking cotton on this place.
Has that put a lot of people out of work?
Sure do. Sure do. I tell you, it's just put them all out of work on this place, skewing the tractor boy. Sure is. Ain't nothing for them to do.
For everything that they picked for $2 or $3 a hundred, I could have done the same thing with this machine and picked for nothing. Let's not deal in numbers. Let's deal in percentages. For instance, I would say that just this year, my workforce was reduced about 50%. And yet I was able to handle the entire operation much easier than I had in the past. But primarily because of the use of these chemicals that we use in weed control. This has been the real breakthrough in the farm area, and the elimination of this handwork is the chemicals that have come along. And I don't argue the fact that that they should have this money, but it's still an economic fact that I have got to make a profit as well. Here are two machines that sell for $20,000 a piece. So like any other businessman, I think when the time comes, we try to eliminate as many of our expenses as we have and try to increase that profit margin.
Do you own this house you live in?
All right, we're going to pause it right there. I'm going to pause it right there, and I want to break that down. Right now, what they're talking about is the replacement of the slavery when technology came into play. See, we're going through this right now as humans in a modern society. We're going through this right now, the same exact thing. We have the emergence of AI right now, right? We have the emergence of AI right now that's coming full speed ahead. It's writing your papers for you. It's thinking for you. ChatGPT can figure stuff out that you could never do. They can do calculations, help you out with mathematics. It can do almost anything like computing wise that you want it to do, right? As this new technology comes, a lot of us will lose the jobs that we've been sustaining and living off of for so many decades. You could call this natural human evolution. You could call this technology shifting. You could call this whatever you want to call it. But the slaves, the modern workers now who depend on the system to take care of them, those slaves are going to be left without jobs. The cooks, the lawyers, the filing people, the document people, the secretaries, all them people are going out. Their jobs are gone. Store clerks, cashiers, all that shit is going to be gone in the future. You could see now at Walmart, they're already conditioning us and conditioning the workers at Walmart to stand up all day and just tell people, cash a card, oh, this one, go to 5, cash a card, go to 6, cash a card, go to 7, cash a card, go to 8. How long do you think they're going to have that job? How long do they don't even have a job already and they don't even realize it. They've been taken out of the job. Their job is already gone and they don't even realize it. They're just still standing in position, pointing cash or card, telling you which machine to go to. In the very future, all they got to do is put a cash only sign over the machine, card only sign over the machine, and your job is done. You don't have a job. So we're already witnessing artificial intelligence and technology taking our jobs, just like it happened to these indentured servants back in the days. Let's go. I'm going to keep letting this shit play. This is very serious, very pivotal. Very serious and very pivotal. Slavery was still going on all the way up until the 1980s in America. And this is where I'm talking about right now in Mississippi. And this is exactly where this documentary is in Mississippi, the home and heart of the slavery. Down south, the home and heart of American slavery. And let's go. I'm gonna break this shit down as I get deeper into it. Let's go.
No. This Mr. Pete's house.
Look, I'm gonna rewind
$1,000
that.
a piece. So like any other businessman, I think when the time comes, we try to eliminate as many of our expenses as we have and try to increase that profit margin.
Do you own this house you live in?
No, no. This is Mr. Pete's house.
Sigmund's plantation is in Clarksdale, a typical Delta town with little industry. Negroes in the county outnumber the whites by 3 to 1.
Looks like we're going to be able to continue to operate and operate with less people. And of course, being selfish, all of us, thinking in terms of our own desires, yes, we're concerned about these people, but we're concerned mostly about number one. Well, I'm going to be able to continue to farm and pick cotton and continue to put it on the market. I'm concerned personally with the people that live in.
Did you hear what he said? Or rewind that shit again so you can hear what he said. They're talking about concerning about what dealing, understanding the he's talking about how half of his slaves are going to be out of business. He's talking about how half of his slaves will be out of business. Salute to you, Shalonda. Salute to you, Shalonda. You know what's going on. And we're going to talk about this shit tonight, baby girl. We're going to talk about it. So thank you so much. Hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. This is one of the best channels on YouTube. And I'm not tooting my own horn. I talk about real issues that matter to my people. Let's go.
In terms of our own desires.
Look. And he's talking about we so selfish. He's talking about
we're going to be able to continue to operate.
He's talking about, look, he's talking about how selfish the white man is for wanting to continue and use the machines instead of using the workers. He's feeling guilt of technology coming in and replacing the workers that he used to depend on. Listen to this shit.
Operate and operate with less people. And of course, being selfish, all of us, thinking in terms of our own desires, yes, we're concerned about these people, but we're concerned mostly about number one. Well, I'm going to be able to continue to farm and pick cotton and continue to put it on the market. I'm concerned personally with the people that live and work with me. And I think most people are, some, of course, more than others. But you sometimes you become immune to it.
You heard what he said? He said he just worried about number one, being able to continue to make money and farm. And he said, I feel sorry, but sometimes you just become immune to it. Because these are just slaves. It don't matter about them. I love some of these slaves. I got relationships with them. I got bonds with some of them. I done been around them for decades and 20 years and 10 years or however long. But hey, this farm matters more than the slave hands that's running it. I got this new machinery now and these new pesticides and these new chemicals now. I don't need these Negroes picking this cotton anymore. I can do my own cotton. This is crazy. This is crazy. So, like every time in history, in world history, like every time, they only use black people or anybody. They only use you to get to a higher status. And then once they're done using you to make money off you, then they kick you to the curb. So we need to stop selling out and building up industries that are not going to feed us.
You think it's going to change?
I believe it is. I believe it. And I'm hoping it do.
What do you think is going to change it?
Maybe it'll be so, reason I believe it's going to change, maybe it'll be so we can work. Maybe. We'll get a chance to work some. You know, when a person can work and make his own money, he can spend it like he want to, can't he?
She said she wants it to change a little bit. And she said all that she wants to do is work. So right now, what they're doing is slaving for a place to live and this and that. Because she said she don't own the house she's in. So the dude who owns the house, and as long as she's working for him in his field and his plantation, on his plantation, she gets to live in his house as long as she's working for him. This is how slaves never get to leave. You keep a slave so poor and so desperate that they're going to stay down with you and they ain't going to move on because they can't afford to. This is how they kept the slaves around. See, I used to wonder, like, damn, how did they keep the slaves around? How did they do it? I'm going to show y'all today how they kept the slaves around. It was through financial. It was through sociological. It was through fear. Watch this shit, y'all. This is American racism is the ugliest thing in the world, man.
You have a great deal of respect for work.
That's the only way you can get anything you would. Ain't it? I done worked and got 55 years old and ain't got nothing, ain't it? That look like it's a fool. Look like it's a fool in working, don't it? I've been working, done got 55 years old and ain't got a thing. The man would come here now and tell me, Helen, get out of my house. I wouldn't have a tent to go put under to put my children on. Now, it don't look like work's good eat, do it? No, it ain't. I done found it out. Look like I ought to be done found it out. The more you work, the less you have. I ain't got nothing. And I ain't working. I'm still getting a little something to eat. I got on pretty good old clothes. So it just don't make no difference. It just don't make sense.
Having worked all your life and not having any money at all, does it make you feel
bad? Sure do. You don't know nothing about working, do you? Do you?
I work.
Do you know anything about cotton?
It's hard work.
Sure is. It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard.
Hey, hold on. Don't you ever disrespect no ancestor, you fuck nigga. Imagine how if you wasn't taught to read, you wasn't allowed to read, you was kept down, you was kept in bondage, you was kept in servitude. Don't you ever disrespect no black ancestor, and I won't disrespect you. I'm not here disrespecting your people. Don't you ever disrespect no woman talking about her IQ was about 60. Her IQ was about 1 million because she learned how to survive with nothing under the worst conditions known to man. Don't you ever disrespect no real woman. Young man, now let me block your lame ass for being disrespectful. Block these fuck niggas. Cause we gonna tell the truth tonight. We ain't goddamn promote no hate. We telling the truth tonight. I'm showing you documentary of what it was like in the 60s. This is like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. This ain't no long time ago. Slavery wasn't going on back in the 1800s. Now that shit was still going on, and it's still going on.
They live on it. They're not hiring anybody because they said they're going to get the cat out with the machine. I just don't understand how the people going to live through the winter that's living on the place. I don't understand it because now they're like older people. They ain't doing anything. Some of them older people are even having chicks to live by. It's going to be tough.
That's right. Sure, you're trapped. In a way, you're trapped. That's right. That was a key word.
That's the key word, all right.
Trapped yet hoping for the better.
People is more or less trapped here because if he has families and things to take care of, so little as he makes, he don't gain enough to go to other places where there may be jobs and things, and then still he has to have money when he gets to them places.
I think colored man should have a chance to still make a living on this land, because I just don't understand why it all belonged to the white man. It all belonged to the white man. So much about it I don't understand. How can he become to own something that wasn't his from the beginning? I don't know how and why. Since he didn't cultivate it all by himself, and whatever it was that causes him to be rich now, well, he didn't do that all by himself. Well, I think that he should share it. I tell you another reason why we should share some of it, because they say their people fought and died for this young man. Well, some of our people did the same thing. Our men went and fought and died for this land just as well so as they did. Yep. Once upon a time, there wasn't no machinery. And Negroes went into these lands, into these, say, woods and bayous, and they cleared away all these places. And in so many years, they worked for nothing. Simply nothing. And the rich man, white man, he gotten rich. So I figure the black man should have a chance to make a decent living.
Throughout the Delta this year, more than 50...
Do y'all hear what's going on? These motherfuckers used us for free labor, free money, free money. They stole you, destroyed you, broke you down, made you so scared that you goddamn did whatever they said. And you had to do whatever they said and work under the worst conditions for free money. You wasn't getting shit. They was talking about giving motherfuckers pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar. And you can't leave. You can't do that because you don't own no money for no house. So you got to stay in the house that's provided by the employer, which is your fucking slave master. Oh my God, this is the worst. This is, when I seen this last night, I almost started crying. It is a debt, bruh. It is a debt. They owe us. They owe us hundreds of trillions of free dollars. Hundreds of trillions they owe us. They owe us hundreds of trillions. They owe us Ford Motor Company. They owed us all that shit. All that shit was funded by slavery. All of it. Quaker Oats. All that shit was funded by my ancestors' hard work. All of it. Matter of fact, they studied black people so long when they had them as slaves, they made machines to replace you because they studied you so much and so long that they figured out what they could do to replace you. Just like right now, we got AI studying us right now. I'm being scanned right now by AI. He's reading and studying me right now. They're studying all of us right now. Your likes, your wants, your interests, your family. They know everything about you. Who you text, how much you text, this and that, whoop-de-doo, how much you use your phone, how many times you turn it on, how many times you hit your power button, how much screen time, whoop-de-doo. They can see who's using the phone. After you talk about something, you'll go on your TV and get a commercial specifically about what you were talking about. So what they're about to do now is replace the new batch of slaves. And once they replace this new batch of slaves, do you not know now it's illegal to become homeless? Do you not know now it's illegal to be homeless? So when all these new slaves lose their jobs due to layoffs and this and that, what are these slaves going to do? You can't be in the streets and have your own tents and tent city. So guess where you're going to end up? In crazy home mental institutions, or they've talked about putting homeless people to death on the news in America. On the news, they talked about putting American homeless people to death for being chronically homeless. when anybody in America can become chronically homeless. Chronic homelessness can come from you losing your job. You got to get everything on the streets, and then you lose your storage unit, and you lose everything, and then you just out in the world surviving off of nothing, because now you don't have no home base. Now you don't have nowhere to take showers and clean and get washed up and straight at. So you fuck around and you can't get a job because you're looking dirty and bummy and shit. This is happening off the 3rd month. This is your 3rd month of being homeless. It's not as far-fetched to be homeless as you fucking think it is. Yes, if you live in a van, that's homelessness. I don't attend no college. I'm a grown-ass man. Fuck is you talking about, baby girl? Now, let me show y'all something. Exactly. Systematically induce homelessness, and then they're going to lock your stupid ass up and poke you and prod you and call you a bum. You see now they're going inside houses and apartments in Chicago and locking up anybody with a warrant. So any outlaws are going straight to jail. This is not what y'all thought it was, but this is exactly what's going on. I'm on my real talk shit. What am I doing to make change? First off, I'm a father. I'm a single father raising my children, so that's making change. Second off, I'm a homeschool teacher. I have my own school. So secondly, I have my own school, which I teach all 3 of my children in. Thirdly, I'm teaching the world how to be better people, and I promote positivity and change every single day. And fourthly, I've changed people in real life way before I got on the internet and way after I get off the internet. I'm a walking, talking, living role model, baby girl. So welcome to the Real Talk Real Shit podcast. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and hit that subscribe button, because you won't want to miss this shit. You ain't gonna hear no real conversation like this nowhere else. Look, the frozen agents, they're wearing masks like the KKK members. And I'm not equating them to the KKK, but they're wearing masks just like the KKK did. Stop fucking playing with us. Them motherfuckers wearing shiesties. You got motherfucking somebody mask. Them niggas could be anybody talking about this, that, shiesty. Nigga, you pull up in my house with a shiesty kicking my door in, it's not gonna be a good look. Fuck, you don't goddamn get to kick nobody's door in with a shiesty on. That's intruder alert. That's my nigga stranger danger, my nigga. Bow. You feel me? Let's stick to the script, though. Let me show y'all what's going on with this slavery, man. This shit is real deal, bro.
50,000 Negroes had no work. The system which their labor once created, but over which they had no control, left them with no skills and no place else to go. Most remained in shacks on the farm.
Did you hear what my nigga said? He said after all them slave worker people, and this is after slavery. This is supposed to be freeman times where everybody's free. Ain't no motherfucking free. After the slavery, the machines came and took their jobs. They didn't have no job left, and they had nowhere to go. They had no money. They had shit, so they stayed in the shacks on the plantations. Of course, Shalonda. Of course, they're only harassing. This I'm about to show you. Let me keep playing this shit. I got some more videos.
The most powerful members of the white community have not encouraged industry to come to the Delta. For one thing, industry would drive up wages. White conservatives think the best solution is for the unemployed Negro to leave the South. Chief spokesman for the conservatives is a lawyer in Clarksdale named Sims Luckett.
I don't think that there is any true future for the Negro in this community, all the white persons in this community, or the white people in this community, unless and until we change the racial ratio. If we had, if half the Negroes in this community left tomorrow, the ones that were left behind would benefit immensely. In the first place, you wouldn't have what you would call a labor market. You wouldn't have so many people competing for the same jobs. You wouldn't have such a drain upon the welfare rolls, or upon the public facilities that are presented by this large number of people who are not making a substantial contribution to the, we'll say, the tax structure, the financial place that has to be raised.
Did you hear what he said? They're not making a contribution to taxes. So since they can't make money off them black people being there after slavery, he said, he suggested that half the blacks should leave so the rest of them could be taken care of. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, man. We're done with you now, boy. Go ahead and get on out of here now. Don't get out of here now. Your life was everything you know is here now, but go now. Get now, get, boy, get. Fuck, man. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up, man. Clarksdale. Exactly. Louisiana didn't make slavery illegal till 1995. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm about to show y'all though. Look, watch this, man.
Has to be raised in order to meet these requirements of everyday living. But if we did have a manageable proportion of Negroes in this community, the whites would be better off and the Negroes would be better off. We've got to distribute the Negroes more evenly throughout the country. I do not think that...
We've got to distribute the niggers more evenly around the country. We got too many niggers down here. We need y'all to take some of my niggers, okay? Chattanooga, Chicago, you want some of our niggers? I got about 100,000 niggers down here, and they're breeding like wildfire. You got to go on here, get some of these niggers. I'm gonna send some up your way. What? How are we gonna do that, boss? Shit, send them to the military. I'm gonna ship them up there. God damn, boy. Lock them up, put them in prison. We'll send them down there and then release them down there. Oh my God, man.
The cities can survive when the Negroes become dominant so far as numbers are concerned. Nor do I think that the South can survive if we continue on with the ratio that we have at the present time. If a young Negro boy would come into my office and ask for my advice... Listen to
this. This the city councilman.
We've got to distribute the Negroes more evenly throughout the country. I do not think that the cities can survive where the Negroes become dominant insofar as numbers are concerned. Nor do I think that the South can survive if we continue on with the ratio that we have at the present time. If a young Negro boy would come into my office and ask for my advice, I would tell him to leave Mississippi and to go to some town of about 50,000 population. Most of the towns like that up north where their industry, they have very few Negroes. He would work himself into a good job. He would have a good life, and he would not be subjected to the sort of environment that evidently is developed in these ghettos of the North.
I know my sons is in Chicago. They say they wouldn't come back here for nothing. No, they've been begging me. I talked to one of them last Tuesday. It was, he want me to come up there and stay a while with me. You know, stay a while with me. I told him I was coming. Then I went back and told him no. This is a Mississippi. Oh, Mississippi. You know, I've been here all my days. Done got old now. I just, town is for young people. Town just too fast for older people like me. See, ain't nothing I can do in town. Nothing but just get killed. That's all. Hey, this is the best place for old people, ain't it?
Well, this is to the president. I would like for you to help us down here in Mississippi. We are not surviving a little bit. There are children hungry, and peoples are not getting a decent living. And I know it is in your power that you can send help.
So that is life changing to see that, because a lot of people like to bypass racism and bypass slavery and act like nothing existed, this and that. It was still going on up until the fucking early. It's still going on today, but it's way different than it was. See, we black people had to suffer the worst ravages of slavery to make it comfortable slavery to what y'all are working today when you go clock in and clock out. That's comfortable slavery. See, with my people, we ain't had no clock in, clock out. You couldn't leave the site. You was going right on behind the site, splashing some water on your face and wiping your feet off and going right to bed, eating your little meal you had and going right to bed. To get back out there. You know what I'm saying? To get back out there on the field. Now watch, let me show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all another documentary. God bless y'all for sticking around. I hope y'all understand what's really going on in this world. And I'm about to show you, man. They lied to us like slavery was a long time ago and all this. That shit was how they fueled slavery and drugs and illegal ways is how this country was developed and built. Stealing, bloodshed, drug trade, free labor, slavery labor. That shit is how this place was developed. And it's pathetic, man. It's actually pathetic.
And abandoned cabins are common. After the Civil War, African Americans had their freedom.
And let me salute this channel right here.
Many of them stayed.
Let me salute this channel. This channel right here is called Stack Stories Sharecrop. Stack Stories Sharecrop. That's their name of this channel. So thank you so much. I'm about to play a little bit of your video. Thank you so much.
Same areas, even the same cabins, where they had lived as enslaved people. Now they worked for shares of the crops they tended. There are many individual stories. What was it like to live as a sharecropper?
My name is Sylvester Hoover, and I was born here, I was raised here, and I was educated right here in the Mississippi Delta. So I was born in 1957, but I was raised in the cotton field. And I grew up on a plantation on Money Road, the Whittington Plantation, and we were sharecroppers, and we picked the cotton, but we never could break even or make money. This is a cotton sack. This is a 9-foot.
He said we picked the cotton but we could never break even or make money. Do you not understand? Well, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Cotton sack, and we all used to pick this bag full of cotton, and when it get full, it weigh approximately 200 pounds. When I was too young to pick cotton, my mom used to put me on the back of the bag, and she pulled me through the cotton field while she picked the cotton. And eventually I started picking cotton about the time I was 6 or 7 years old. It's a tough job. It's a tough job picking cotton, because if you pick cotton, you got to be really cautious when you're picking this cotton, because it got little points on it that it would stick you in the fingers if you don't pick it right. So you would have to put your fingers between these things here and you pull it out like this. And that's the way you pull it out, because you don't want to touch these little sharp parts right here, because these little parts would stick your fingers and it would start bleeding. So you kind of had to put your hand between this and pull it out. You go to work when you can see and stay at work till you cannot see.
No. This is he was born in 1956. This slavery has been still going on to this day. It's what you have to understand. This man's still alive. This man is not dead. This man's still alive. Let's go. This slavery was in real time, in real dates, modern time. Let's go.
We worked from can to can't. You would have this bag full by lunchtime. So if you start at 7 o'clock in the morning, at 12 o'clock, you would have this bag full, and it would be approximately 200 pounds. And then when you go back, you would probably pick another bag, or maybe a little bit more than a bag, because you have 7, 8 hours there. So you would probably pick a bag and a half during that time. You would probably pick approximately 500 pounds of cotton a day. And that's a bale of cotton a day. When a sack of cotton get full, they would bring it to the trailer, and you would weigh it up on these scales. And this scale here that goes to 200 pounds. So the average bag would be between 190 and 200 pounds. I chop cotton too, and chopping cotton is a really hard job. Because when you chopping, you talking about over 100 degrees. And that sign gonna burn you, it gonna blister your body. And we didn't wear short sleeves because you blister. So everybody would have long sleeve hats and scarf all around their neck. Looked like they wrapped up for the cold, but they wrapped up for the heat. This reminds me of the way I was brought up. It was the way I lived it. These houses are the typical houses that we lived in here in the Mississippi Delta. Designed as a shotgun house. You can open the front door and look completely through the house. And the reason they did that, the boss man could come up to your house and he could look and make sure nobody was inside the house. Make sure that everybody was at the cotton field working. My mom and dad had one room, and my sisters and brother, we shared one room, exception of my mom would separate the female from the male with a sheet across the middle of the room. And we had a kitchen with a stove, a wooden stove, and a table in it. So your day started early, you know, around 6 a.m. or earlier. But you're going to be at the barn, you know, getting ready to go wherever you got to do at 7 a.m. We would feed the pigs and chickens before we go to work that morning. So we would feed them probably about 6:30 that morning. And we would come work on the garden during lunchtime. They grow pretty much everything they ate, but they really grew a lot of peas, green, okra, tomato. You know, we had peanuts. We had almost everything. Okay, this is a heater
pause
stove.
it right there. This is beautiful, but it's sad at the same time. See, you're hearing it from the real deal. A young boy who was raised on the cotton field, who was raised in sharecropping, raised in slavery. And he was born in 1956. Y'all talking about this and that. Man, slavery been going on, it's still fucking going on. Minimum wage is slavery. Minimum wage is slavery. Get out of here. Let's go. Let's go.
And this thing would be hot all time, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You always would have something on this stove cooking. You have turnip green, field peas, a killer with water in it so you could wash your hands. And my mom, it was 9 of us, and my mom always would have a big pot of turnip greens or field peas or something on this thing cooking at all times. The mom always would get off at 11 and come home, and she would fix lunch for the family. And my mom would cook cornbread in the ashes. She would pour it in the ashes, and we'll just eat just the center part of it, of the bread. This bed would sleep 4 people. And
did you hear that? Everywhere. Did you hear that? He said the mama would pour the cornbread, cook it in the ashes. So like in the fire, the wood burning stove, she would probably level the ashes down, level the fire down, knock it on, level it out, and pour it on the cornbread on the ashes and cook the cornbread on the ashes, y'all. And the kids just eating the stuff out, scooping out the top after it's done baking. They get the scoop out the top and eat it all the way down to the burnt part at the bottom. That is awesome, bro. See, it lets you know nothing can stop you when you got ingenuity. When you got God with you and when you got ingenuity, nothing can stop you. Man, these people on here saying it's not real because these are losers who can't accept the real the real life as it is. You know what I'm saying? They can't understand real life for what it is. I don't care about these brainwashed people. And some of these people might be zombies. Some of these people might be clones. And some of these people might be bots. So I'm not worried about some of this stuff. We're worldwide. We're all around the world. You know what I'm saying? Now let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let me let this man keep talking, man. This is the real deal account, man, of how it wasn't fair and what's going on. Let's go.
4 people, and beds was everywhere. You would have beds in the kitchen. You wouldn't have a living room. You would have beds almost everywhere you could put a bed. If I see a quilt like this, it brings back memories of, hard time ladies making these quilts, This quilt was made by Miss Rosa Estrid. Miss Rosa was the lady at the burial of Robert Johnson. She's the last person to see Robert Johnson on earth. When you sharecropping, they supposed to 50, it's 50-50. But what it is, they're gonna always have you in debt. And they kept you in debt because they did the book work. You never were gonna get out of debt. It didn't matter how many bales of cotton you picked. We picked 50 bales of cotton. And my dad said, boy, we had a good year. We picked 50 bales of cotton. And when he got ready to sell up with the boss man said the identical same thing. Said, you had a good year. You picked 50 bales of cotton. You almost broke even. You owe me $200. And my mom would just start crying. Said, we're never going to get out of debt. We're never going to get out of debt. And they would let him come home and wallow in that for 2 or 3 days, that didn't make any money. It's Christmas time. You didn't have anything for your kids. And the boss man would come to the house a couple of days after you almost broke even. And he would say, if you want to borrow some money, you can go up to the commissary and we'll lend you some money. If you didn't get anything from his store, you're going to still owe him. He's going to make your light bill high. He's going to do something that make you owe him.
So as you can hear from the word of the horse, the black people are getting extorted financially to keep them subjugated to the man who was subjugating them, to the man who was doing them wrong, cheating them. They were being cheated to keep them around. This is the thing, we own nothing, be happy. I'm trying to show y'all that's what's going on today. That's the whole point of what I'm doing this for. I'm showing y'all this ain't nothing but what's going on right now to this day. You buy a house and you gotta fucking pay the mortgage for 20, 30-year mortgage. So you gotta work for pay this goddamn high interest fee payment for 30 years. For 30 fucking years. And then once you pay that off, you still got to pay taxes and this and that. Man, stop. Man, that shit is the same thing, man. It's financial now. It went from physical with change to financial. You got to make 3 times the amount of rent. You got to do this. You got to have this. You got to do that. You got to be this. You got to have this credit card. Score. Do. Exactly. They own everything, and we just got to keep paying them to breathe on this motherfucker. And even when we breathe in this polluted air that we have, that they pollute, that we breathe in polluted air, and then when we got them need help for the polluted air we breathing in, then we got to pay them to help to unpollute the lungs that we got. Yo, do you see? Oh my God, bro. Let me let this brother man keep speaking. He's almost done, but I got to let him keep talking. This is the realest shit I ever heard in my life. This is all about race. Stupid. Racism is all about race. Stupid. Racism was only to make use black people for free labor to make billions of money. It's all about racism, stupid. And I mean no disrespect with that, respectfully. But you gotta wake up. Racism was all about money. Are you slow or are you not? The whole country is made and paid for by our fucking slave labor that we free labor, free money. Everything that y'all pass down and pass down and pass down, let's fucking go. I'm ready. Let's go. I'm pumped. Let's go. Because I'm connecting dots, if you can understand what's really understanding.
And you just couldn't get out of debt with him. And that was the reason he didn't want you out of debt, because you was a good labor. You was a good field hand. He could make money off of you. So, you know, I don't want you to leave. So if you owe me, you cannot leave the plantation, and your family can't leave the plantation. So you go to the bus station and buy a ticket. And the people at the bus station will call back and tell the boss, man, I got Frank Hoover's son here catching the bus. Is that okay? And then these bosses said, no, he ain't got no business catching no bus. They owe me. So he'll get you and bring you back. You didn't have much.
Did you fucking hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? I wondered how they kept the slaves around. I was always wondering, like, how did they keep the slaves in bondage? How did they do this shit? I was always thinking about this. I was always trying to figure out how the fuck did they keep the slaves around? Like, bro, like, ain't no way. How did you do this to the people? And now I see. Nigga try to get on a bus. Nigga get a bus ticket. He save up all his little earnings, get a bus ticket, and the bus owner say, hey, I got Jefferson Ramden down here at the damn bus string. He getting on this bus with his wife and his childrens. Is he all right to leave? Jamblin, hell no, he ain't all right to leave. Hold him right there. Hold that bus. And that motherfucker pull up with the picture. Jamblin, get your ass in the truck. Get your ass in the truck. Where you think you going? Oh, I was just going up to see my family down south. No, you ain't got to work for me. You owe me that money. You owe me that $200, boy. You're trying to be fast. You're trying to get away on me, ain't you? You ain't want to think you pay me now. You thought you were going to get away with that money you owe me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, bro. This is so sad, bro. This is so sad. I always wondered how they did it. By force, yes, I knew that. But how did you coerce it? I was like, how did they coerce this shit? How did they coerce it? Financial debt. Financial debt. Oh, we didn't break even. Man, we did 50 bales this year, Dad. We did real good, man. We got a lot of 50 bales, Dad. We never did 50. Last year we did 40, Dad. We did 50 bales. We did 60 bales this year, Dad. We're killing it. How we do? We owe 200. What? Oh my God. What's good, Take Heed? What's good? Oh my God. I work every day. I'm a tax slave, debt slave right now every day. If I don't continue to work, I will become homeless. If I can't pay my rent, I become homeless. If I become homeless with my 3 children, we will be ended up in some FEMA camp. The hell you talking about? We all got to work and pay our bills. We're all debt slaves. And if my landlord don't want me in here no more, look, landlord, slave. You get it? Landlord, my toilet's broke. Landlord, lord of the land. Lord of the land. Who's the lord of the land? That's a slave master. Ooh, no, I'm not none of that. I'm just being reality. Ain't nothing little about me. I'm the big dog in real life, boy. So we're not going to disrespect, but it's okay. I don't mind whatever you got to say, because I'm not here. I'm here to teach the truth and show y'all that slavery still exists even after, way after they tried to say they abolished it. Let's go.
No, boss, they owe me. So he'll get you and bring you back. You didn't have much trouble out of the people who owned the plantation. You had more trouble out of the rider of the plantation.
The rider. Look, hold on. Let me pause that and read that. The rider. If you ever seen that movie, The Django, Samuel L. Jackson played the rider on The Django. Who is that nigga on that nag? Who is that nigga on that nag? That was the Django. That was, I mean, that was played by Samuel L. Jackson on the Django, the rider. And on here, the definition of a rider is a plantation manager or boss who was often called the rider because he was frequently on horseback. So you had a real, they said they wasn't scared of the slave master, they were scared of the rider. Let me rewind this shit.
And buy a ticket. And the people at the bus station will call back and tell the boss, man, I got Frank Hoover's son here catching the bus. Is that okay? And then these bosses said, no, he ain't got no business catching no bus. They owe me. So he'll get you and bring you back. You didn't have much trouble out of the people who owned the plantation. You had more trouble out of the rider of the plantation.
Who is that nigga on that nag?
I mean, we didn't say no because you couldn't say it to the boss man. It wasn't even in our vocabulary. Whatever the boss man say, you had to say, yes, sir. You could get a year in jail. You could get hung for just walking down the street during daylight hours, because if you was black, you had to be in somebody's cotton field working. Wasn't no excuses. Black people, they always had a fear of white people would come do something to them. And it was a true fear. I mean, they lived it that way. That's the way they lived. If you strong-minded black person on the plantation and you would tell, you said, man, you could do better than what you're doing. You could do this, you could do that. You's not going to be around long. You're going to either go to jail or end up missing. What happened to him?
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said? If you were a strong-minded black person back then who was telling people, hey, man, we ain't got to be slaves. We ain't got to go through this. We can get out of this. We can change like a fucking Big Bad A. He's basically said people like Big Bad A's. Now, I'm not scared and I'm not a weak man and I don't give a fuck. Hey, play with me if you want to. But at the end of the day, I understand that there is devils way stronger and way eviler than me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a dumb person, but by any means, I don't welcome any violence or any anger towards me, because I'm only here to show my people a better way through life and show my people that we can be not considered heathens and subjugated human beings and things of that nature. We can rise up and do better in life. That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to elevate my people. You know what I'm saying? The term nag, Corey said the term nag has been used to describe a horse that is worn out, weak, or troublesome. Damn. Some people consider it a derogatory term for a horse. That's crazy. Thank you for that quotable. I appreciate you. That factoid. All right, let's go, man. Let's go, man. Oh my God. Let me drink my coffee real quick.
What happened to John? Last time I seen him, he was going home last night. I don't know what happened to him. This
documentary right here is called Sharecrop Delta Cotton short film. It's 2 years ago it was posted. This is a modern video, modern short film. And the channel is Stack Story Sharecrop. Let's go.
He never shows back up. He end up in the Tallahatchie River. If that river ever dry up, ain't no telling what you might see. And the church was just a healing place. whatever trouble you in, you go to the church, and most of the people gonna come to the church, and they gonna pray with you, and they gonna help you get your problems straight. Whatever it is, they gonna work with you. They was your family. And this church been a big part of my life, my entire life, and been a big part of this community for 145 years. My early schooling was started in the church because we really didn't have a public school to go to. Most educated person on the plantation would probably be the one that teach you. After you finish picking cotton, you would go to school for November, December, and January. They built Money School in 1963. That's the year they built Money School. That was the first time they've been able to go to a regular school. I'm the only one that graduated from high school at my whole family out of 9. And we would sneak from school and go across the railroad track to that store. And the principal would whoop our butt for going to that store, but he wouldn't tell us why. He said, don't go to those stores. You know, nobody would talk about Emmett Till. And he was whooping our butts because he was scared we might get in trouble like Emmett Till did, see. But he wouldn't talk about it. He wouldn't tell us what was happening. Nobody would talk about Emmett Till. I mean, it put a lot of stain on a lot of people's heart, and still do. But civil rights passed since like 60.
So, like he said, they were living, he's in the town, Mississippi. He's from where Emmett Till was, there's no words for what they did to young brother Emmett Till, man. Rest in peace to Emmett Till, man. And burning hell to the people who committed that murder to him. Burning hell to that lady who lied, and burning hell to the people who committed that murder to him. But rest in peace to the young brother, man, Emmett Till, because he didn't deserve nothing what happened to him. But he was just moved. He was just in a racist town for the summer, going to see his cousin and his family, going to stay with his cousins for the summer down south. He was a boy from young man from Chicago, just going to stay with his family from down south for the summers. Cause like, boy, what child don't want to go stay with his cousin? You know what I'm saying? What child didn't want to go stay with his cousin for the summer down south? So he went down south to stay with his cousin, and allegedly some white girl lied and said he whistled at her, and he didn't. He didn't make a pass at her. He lied. She lied, and she admitted that she lied, and was caused him to get decimated. They did the worst way. They did him the dirtiest way. You know what I'm saying? So look up Emmett Till if you don't know who Emmett Till was. They did very dirty. They did Emmett Till very dirty. You know what I'm saying? And that lady lied about it, and nothing was ever done. She was never committed for any crime. Nothing ever happened to them. So that's the world we're living in. Let's go, man. Let's go. So they look, like I told y'all, like I was getting to, that town where Emmett Till was destroyed, they didn't even tell the children what happened in the town. They wanted to keep them blind so they can keep their morale good, because if they understood that a young black boy was done that dirty in their town, they would have had some anger and animosity going on in their heart. So they didn't even want them to know about that. So they kept them blinded and whooped them to keep them from understanding and going to the stores where these events and racism was happening at. So essentially the white man was trying to protect them by, the principal was trying to protect them by keeping them out of them stores, but essentially he was keeping them blind to keep them from rising up. Because when people are blind, they can't rise up. When people are blind to the facts, they can't make proper decisions for themselves. If people are taught propaganda and bullshit, they can't make proper decisions about life. You know what I'm saying? And yes, she did think Emmett Till was handsome and looked good because he was a green-eyed, light-skinned, tall boy that she never seen before. She ain't never seen a green-eyed, tall, handsome, light-skinned black man, and she ain't never seen this nigga before. He was from Chicago too, different type. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these are my drawings right here. I got drawings everywhere. Look, I got drawings on the bed next to me. Look, drawings everywhere, man. Real art, you know, real art. Real art. You know what I mean? Real art shit, you know what I'm saying? Look, right there. Real art shit, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, fuck that shit, man. Racism been going on and it's still going on. This shit sad as ever, bro. Let's go.
Still do. But civil rights passed in like 65, something like that. But we didn't get civil rights here till 71. And I didn't go through the same thing in the Delta that my older sisters and brothers went through. My dad, when he got ready to vote, they came up here talking about voting rights, civil rights, and all this stuff. And they asked them to pay a poll tax. He didn't have no money to pay the poll tax. And then they told him, write a paragraph of why you want to vote. I mean, these people couldn't write a sentence. And they would come to the church, and that's what they would talk about, voting.
So do you hear how they were, first off, do you hear how they were ostracized out of not being able to vote? They said, first off, they had to pay their right to vote, a poll tax. So they were charging black people for the right to vote. I never heard this before until this man telling this. This is why it's so important to talk to the elders so you can get the true history of life. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important to talk to the elders so you can get the truth of life. That's what's important. You know what I'm saying? This man said they were charging black people a poll tax to vote. So if you wanted to vote as a black person after, like he said, they passed the civil rights in the 60s. He said they didn't give it to black people in Mississippi until 1971. So for a whole nother 6 years after, imagine that. Oh my God, let's talk about the animosity and the anxiety that would build. Imagine you heard that black people were free now. Everybody's treated the same now. You hear this shit on the radio, you can hear it. Like you hear cars when you're driving with your boss in this truck, you hear the civil rights movement and past the civil rights. Martin Luther King, woohoo! You hear it. You heard about it. You fucking heard about Martin Luther King and all that during these times. You heard about it. And imagine when they passed the civil rights, you weren't given your civil rights in Mississippi. You were still getting treated the same way legally under the law, because it was a different set of government and laws, and you know how it goes. Imagine you wasn't getting no fair treatment over there, so you had to goddamn wait until 71 until they said, all right, we're tired of doing y'all like this. It's 1971, man. I'm coked up. I got this hair on in my veins. Listen, man, I'm tired of this shit, baby. I'm groovy now, baby. I'm tired. I'm sorry, guys. Here, you can have your rights now. 1971, and y'all talking about slavery don't exist, racism don't exist. 71 black people just got free equal rights in Mississippi, in America. 71. Come on, man, that shit's messed up, man. It's messed up, man. We ain't gonna run past that, and we ain't gonna do this. Ain't no bigoted statement. This ain't no hate-filled speech. This is the true documentary I'm showing. Let's go, man.
And civil rights and human rights and all that kind of stuff. They'd be right here at the church. My mom, she said her brother learned her how to read when she was 2 years old, and she loved it to read. She was a smart lady because she always read. When we got 15 years old, my mama would sneak us to Chicago, and we would get a part-time job and we'd finish our education. And that's how she got all us out the Delta. But my sisters, she would send them to Chicago when they got 13 years old because she didn't want the boss man flirting with her daughters. Because if the boss man tell you, I want your daughter to start working at my house, you know that's bad trouble. The only way you could leave the Delta, you could sneak out. You know, somebody come through with a car you catch a ride with, or hobo the train to get out. That was the only way you could get out the Delta. And we just never had, you know, any dealing with the plantation owner kid. But once he got out of college and came back, like I say, he was a hippie and all that, and he took over the plantation. He just was a different kind of guy. And my dad and them would call him Mr. Billy because he was a white guy. And then he said, you don't have to call me Mr. He said, don't call me Mr. You older than I am. I said, why are you calling me Mr.? You know? And he just changed the whole rules of the way the plantation was ran, and he ran it in a lot better way, in a nicer way, and people liked it because he was all right with people. My family, they stayed on the plantation a long time. My family left the plantation in 81 or 82, and I don't see how we made it. I really don't know. I mean, we made it because of grace of God, because our living condition was terrible. And this was one of the most famous musicians ever.
Did you hear what he said? His family stayed on that plantation until 1982. 1982. And y'all talking about slavery don't exist and this and that, racism, man. Y'all better stop it, man. 1982, they were still basically property of the plantation. Oh my God, man. Let me go to my last video, man, before I get out of here. I gotta show y'all this last clip of this last video, man. I hope to God that fair use. Let me use this clip. It's called From the Taboo Room with Aaron. The taboo room with Aaron. I just want to play a clip of this video called State.
Man, listen to me.
It's called
The Fact He's Still.
It's called State of Hate, America's Most Racist Town, Mississippi, by Aryan Brotherhood. Watch this shit.
In office.
The Aryan Brotherhood. Watch this shit.
That's some crazy ass.
Did you see much racism? What was the name?
Leroy Hoover. I got 3 jobs. I work on houses and stuff, trade and stuff.
You got 3 jobs?
Mm-hmm.
When are you gonna retire?
These cell phones, this internet, they call it what, technology or whatever.
Everybody got their own phones and stuff like this. And you going somewhere and you are talking on the phone while you driving, you ain't paying attention to the road.
We lived in a house with kids. You could look through the floor and feed the chickens through the floor.
And what was it like, I guess, with black people back then? So what was it? Did you see many black people when you was growing up?
Yeah, you seen a lot of them. As a matter of fact, there was a guy, he had to been over 7 foot tall. He was a heavy set. He was a heavy guy. We used to walk by his house going to the field to old pick cotton or whatever we had to do. He'd talk to us every time. And when Mother would cook, she'd cook breakfast and dinner at the same time. She'd take food to the field with us, so we wouldn't have to go back to the house to eat.
So you was there all day?
So we was there all day.
The old statement where there's poverty and there's lack of education, there's racism. There's definitely poverty, but I mean...
Hold
on. You know, I didn't have a choice to be born here. I just lived here. Now, it used to be rough. Because you didn't see a white man without a black man in the truck with it.
Why would that be? So why would the...
Because he worked for him for nothing.
For nothing?
Or for food, or, you know, just to live. And raise his family. He had to.
I travel around the world, especially America, making these films.
He said back when he was younger, you always see a white man with a black person in their truck. Basically, they had their worker with them, they slave with them, and he had to do whatever he had to do. Like basically, you want to live on my land. I got a bunch of land. I got a big ass shed back here. You could live in you and your family could live in my shed. But if you want to live in my shed, you got to work the land. You got to, man, dang.
Then racist to me was in this town. This guy here just told me to go back from where I came from. That's crazy, yeah.
I don't doubt that one bit. It's everywhere.
And he was like a 12-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm. You got to look at his parents. He didn't ask to be here. A white man can be what they call, you know, the N word, but...
So what does that word mean to you? Because I guess it has different meanings.
Sorry, lazy, won't work, no good, but that's what they call their slaves. Just walk around there and look in the... Look, just look through the door. Driver's side door, just look. You don't have to touch anything. When you and me, you're safe.
What is that? What is that? My first impression of Elvis was confusion. The mystery behind his words had me doubting my trust for him.
I've heard from an old black man, when the world changes, you have to change. And I said, nope. But, you know, I've had to give up some of that because you do have to change with the world.
I feel like we would be safe. Do you think it's a good thing that America's now more multicultural than it was before? So do you think it's a good thing that white people, black people, Hispanics, Asians all live together? Or do you think it's better to have everyone segregated?
I believe they should stay with their race. And I believe in love, though. I mean, I'm not big on that.
So would you reckon it's better?
I'd rather stay in their own race. Within 10 years, there won't be such thing as a full-blooded person. It's just going to happen when it happens. It's happening. Y'all have heard of the Brotherhood?
Yeah.
See, I know them. They let them in and out of prison. The law does. They let them in and out of prison. They run the prisons, and then they let them out. I know this from personally.
Do you know anyone in
Did you hear what he said? He said the law, the government, the law lets the Aryan Brotherhoods in and out of prison to run and dominate the prisons. So they're using the ABs or Aryan Brotherhood or whatever you whatever they call. They're using them in the prisons to remain and keep order and instill order into the prisons to keep order. Because those are some savage warriors who are willing to do what's necessary to fight other savage warriors. So he said, this man, I'm going to rewind it out of his mouth. He said that the law, he knows for a fact that the law is allowing the Aryan Brotherhood to dominate the prisons. And they let them go in and out and ship them in and out the prisons. Oh my God, man.
Look, just look through the
y'all, somebody hit the cash out. $sign Big Bad A.
What is that? What is that? My first impression of Elvis was confusion. The mystery behind his words had me doubting my trust for him.
I've heard from an old black man, when the world changes, you have to change. And I said, nope. But, you know, I've had to give up some of that because you do have to change with the world.
I feel like we would be safe. Do you think it's a good thing that America's now more multicultural than it was before? So do you think it's a good thing that white people, black people, Hispanics, Asians all live together? Or do you think it's better to have everyone segregated?
I believe they should stay with their race. And I believe in love, though. I mean, I'm not big on that.
So would you reckon it's better?
I'd rather stay in their own race. Within 10 years, there won't be a such thing as a full-blooded person. It's just going to happen when it happens. It's happening. Y'all have heard of the Brotherhood?
Yeah.
See, I know them. They let them in and out of prison. The law does. They let them in and out of prison. They run the prisons, and then they let them out. I know this from personally.
Do you know anyone in the Brotherhood?
Yes.
Personally.
Don't let that go over your head.
Anyone in Mississippi?
Several.
The Aryan Brotherhood is a white supremacist gang. The gang is exclusive to white people and is notorious for violence, extortion, and organised crime both inside and outside prison walls. In Mississippi, the Aryan Brotherhood has become the most powerful prison gang, demonstrating recent control over local drug trafficking. Their influence stretches beyond prison, shaping networks of crime in rural communities where meth trade and white supremacist culture intersect. In prison, the Aryan Brotherhood exerts its force overtly, but in the free world, they move in shadows. How do you reckon they would be towards me while I try to speak to them?
Yeah.
Do you reckon they would speak to me?
Not unless I brought you over there to him.
That's crazy.
But he wouldn't say anything. Because I brought you over there. Are you interested?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you would be safe.
After meeting Elvis, we were excited to interview his racist connection, but very quickly after concluding our interview with Elvis, he went dark. So we just interviewed Elvis. He just messaged me now saying he's heard bad things about us. I'm a bit confused about. I tried to call him and he said, don't call me, text me, which again is a bit strange. So I'm just about to send him the YouTube channel now and ask him what he's heard.
My name's Ewan.
Watch this. All right, hold on, y'all.
Humour in Truth and Treason. I've really connected.
We're going to find out today if we can interview him, and we'll be on our way shortly.
Salute to this channel, man. Taboo Room with Aaron S.
There within an hour, he'll come looking for us. I just feel a little bit uneasy about going to this interview. And doing this kind of work for 2 years, I've never felt uneasy going to an interview as I do currently. I'm about to interview someone in the Aryan Brotherhood, which is known as the most racist, hateful group known to man, according to Google. So we're 10 minutes away from interviewing.
Hold on, let me get to it. Let me get to it.
Do you think that statement is true?
It used to be.
Hold on.
Up this road with no other roads, no leads. I haven't seen a car for about 20-30 minutes. I am feeling a bit anxious. We drove a long time to get here. We're driving on a road that doesn't even look like a road to get to him. So I guess we're going to see what happens in the next 30 minutes. Hi there, what was the name?
Joe.
On our third day in Mississippi, we went from having absolute no connections to meeting a member of the Aryan Brotherhood, all just by talking to strangers on the street. This is the moment we have been waiting for.
Joe, the reason I've come to Mississippi is because I heard it was one of the most racist states in America.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that statement's true?
It used to be. Now it's not so more. There's not so much. A nigger's a nigger. If you look up the definition of a nigger, it is a filthy, unclean person. I hate niggers, you know, because I mean they drain the economy. They drain the economy. I don't approve of them. Don't like them. They rub me raw because they raped my sister. You know what I'm saying? It's okay though, because that family's no longer around. Okay, so I never had nothing for them. Nothing.
So, like he said, somebody RAPE, the black person RAPE their sister, and this man said their whole family's no longer around. So this man just admitted to knowing something about a murder of a whole man's family who assaulted his sister. Man, this shit is getting deep already. Let's go, man.
Just long, rest of my days on it.
Immediately upon starting the interview, Joe made it very clear where he stood.
Does race matter?
Does race matter? Yes, it matters. Race should, white people should, everybody should stick their own kind. You don't see bluebird mating with a robin. You don't see a redbird mating with a blackbird. They all stick to their race. That's what it should be. That's what God intended to be.
Was your mindset always like that?
Yes.
And where do you think that? Because I don't think no one's born with that mindset.
My dad, he's in the organization. He knows and he raised me that way. And everything that he taught me from this high up, has been true. Water shouldn't mix. Water and oil don't mix. Just like black and white don't mix. That's what okay, next question. Okay, I think.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
And how do you feel, Joe, about the media who label the Brotherhood as racist, neo-Nazis? Would you say there's truth in those statements?
To an extent. Because they don't see, they just look at the outside. They're not on the inside and looking at why we do what we do.
Do you reckon, Joe, you'll always have this mindset, do you think? Or do you reckon there's
no. I will be this way till the day I die. There's no change in me. Unless God himself come down here. That would be the only way.
And would you prefer it if America was all white?
Yeah. I really would. I don't think there'd be near as much crime and bullshit that's going on and hate and everything else. Everybody could get along. Black people just like white people, just like.
Hold on. This man is promoting hate while saying he's promoting hate while saying it won't be no hate if it was only white people. When they're the ones promoting the hate. It don't make no fucking sense, man. Oh my God, this is like the dog that bites you telling you, hey, don't worry about me biting you. Just give me a meal, please. This is like your dog biting you and telling you, hey, don't worry about that bite. I'm sorry about that. Just can I eat? Can you feed me, please? Damn.
Hispanics, anybody, they have their own opinion of the other race. My thoughts and my opinions, they're different than yours. Everybody sees the world different.
Joe, do you reckon you and me could ever be friends?
Could we be friends? Oh, yeah. Yes, we could be friends. We could be friends. But we could never be like mine and his friendship. You see what I'm saying? We couldn't be like that.
If you was friends or you spoke to a black person, would people in the Brotherhood have a problem with that?
No. We talk to black people every day. We talk to them every day. We deal with them every day. We have big deals with them.
But you can be friends with colored.
I can be friends with colored. But I can't cross that line. And you know what line I'm talking about.
Do you find other races attractive?
No. It's nasty. To me, it's nasty.
So to you, black women are nasty?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
And Joe, do you think black people deserve the same opportunities as white people here in America?
No.
Damn.
Because they were brought here. They were brought here to work for us, to do what we tell them to do.
To me, obviously, I'm a civilian. I'm not involved in this life, and hearing these things.
So this man has the he said black people shouldn't be afforded no equal rights to white people, financially or whatever, because black people were brought here to work for them for them. First off, a lot of black people were already here, indigenous to this land. A lot of the black people were here already, and a lot of the people who are here, born here, raised here, were working. Like they might have thought they were working, but as we seen from the last videos, the slavery was more of a mental thing. Slavery was not as what we thought it was. Slavery was always perceived as work for the people who were in it. Always. And that's the key that we have to understand. Slavery was always perceived as work for the people participating in it. They always rationalized it as work. Well, he gave me $3. He gave me $1. You make $2 a day, and you think you got a job, but really, you don't have a job. You're getting played. You're really in slavery because you can't leave. You can't move on. You can't rise above and pay. And man, you understand what I'm saying? It's just like if you work a job and they keep you at the same wage forever, even though if they make, say if a job hits financial gains, right? Say your job, you've been working at your job and they hit financial gains. They make a lot of money for the last 2-3 years. Profits been booming for the last couple of years. If it was a righteous company, they would give some of that profit, a little bonus to their employee. Throw a party, employee appreciation, something like that, if they were a good company. But most companies take their profits, smile, rub their hands together, and line their pockets, and they just keep their employees employed, which that is good, but slavery was always guised as work. Yes, exactly, Shalonda, exactly. It was always guised as work, hidden as a considered work. But man, let me keep going because this shit is savage. I'm about to get up off here. It's late. I gotta go.
To me, obviously, I'm a civilian. I'm not involved in this life, and hearing these things to me, it's shocking. Almost a loss of words. Like, cause I've never spoke to someone, I guess. Is there any way you could leave the Brotherhood? Is there anything that would make you leave?
That's the only way I die. That's the only way I get out. Somebody kill me. That's the only way I'll leave it. This is my life. This is my life.
I'm doing the Five Below Rainbow Challenge Halloween edition. The Rainbow Challenge is when you go to a Five Below and buy an item.
Yeah, somebody kill me. That's the only way I'll leave it. This is my life. This is my life. That
man say he's gonna be a racist for the rest of his life, man.
Could you give a quick synopsis of what the Brotherhood's goals are, and do you think they're going to be accomplished at any point?
We're working toward a better place to live. As far as used to. This is back years ago. You could leave the door unlocked. You could leave your vehicle unlocked. You could leave a gun sitting out there in your yard, and you wouldn't ever have to worry about it. Nowadays, you have to nail down a gas can out there in the yard before, if you don't, it's gonna be somebody gonna steal it. You can't go anywhere today and leave a pack of cigarettes on the table. Leave shit alone. That's not yours. Leave it alone. Don't fuck with it.
Now, I'm not gonna say stealing is good, but if you're such a poor, I don't think people ever been poor before. Being poor, when you come across stuff when you're poor, you think you found something. You understand what I'm saying? When you're poor and you come across stuff, you so poor you think you found something. When you're poor and you come across stuff, you think God blessed you. People like, man, God is good, man. Somebody dropped the goddamn wallet on the ground. Ain't nobody dropped their wallet. They lost their wallet. And you about to keep their shit because you so poor, you about to keep it. Damn, man. It sucks being subjugated. People don't understand this shit, man.
We're trying to get back to them days.
Do you think that's ever going to happen?
If it don't happen, we're going to make one hell of a try at it. And then we're doing pretty good right now.
I'm seeing as well, you're scanning cars as well. Can I ask why?
Like I said, I'm not the only eyes out here. If I feel there's anything, y'all won't leave it. I mean, just like I told you, I'll go. Just like I do it for less. I'm done it for less. It's not the only eyes looking at y'all. So, I mean, I've got my people are looking, making sure that everything's okay. Everything's legit. I'm doing that for reason for my safety. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want anything to go sour.
How did you join the Brotherhood?
I was born in it. My dad was in it. You know.
That nigga said, if anything fishy, I'm gonna kill you. You ain't making it out of here. To the interviewer. He said, yeah, I got people driving around here to make sure you ain't trying nothing. Because if you try something, boy, you ain't making that. This dude got a pistol on his lap with black gloves on his hands. Listen to this evil motherfucker. Let's go.
I'm third generation.
Why do you think some people do?
Heritage. You gotta look at his parents. He didn't ask to be here.
If someone randomly wanted to join, what is there a process to join?
Yes, there is a process. You're in training for a year. You know, before you're ever even considered.
You're there.
Pretty much. You have to earn your keep. So you have to do the dirty work. Say when I got in it and went in it full fledged, they didn't cut me no slack. Just because I'm third generation, I still had to go through everything. I had to go through everything and work my way up the ladders.
When you say you have to go through and sort, you have to go through to move up within the Brotherhood. Like, how do you move up the ranks?
Yeah, you do what you're told. You do dirty work, and that's if somebody's car needs blowed up, you go blow it up. If somebody tells you to go get this, and you don't stop until you get it, do what you got to do to get it. You want to be part of this. You want to be part of us. So be that.
What's the worst memory you have being in the Brotherhood?
I had to go down to Florida because we had ordered some stuff and sent 2 guys down to get it. They called us and told us that something wrong and they come down here. Well, our 2 guys didn't come back. So we went down, go to a 55-gallon drum, popped the lid open, and there's the 2 guys. You know, 2 guys. They tried to skim off the top. And they got picked off.
And have people ever been kicked out?
They don't get kicked out. They leave in a body bag. They're sending flowers to the mom the next day. So I'm saying, you don't show defiance. You don't buck the system. Because once you commit and you say that you're committed, believe that in your heart that you're committed, and you go back on that, you're disrespected. You don't do that.
Escape your sad lunch life.
Hey, man.
With the new Jimmy John's toast.
I got one little clip I want y'all to see where this man says, I want you to hear this.
You're disrespected. You don't do that.
Watch it. Listen to this, and I'm about to turn this shit off, man. Hey, I'm done. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. You already know what's going on. This is real life shit. What's going on, man? Racism still exists. Slavery still exists. Discrimination still exists, man. We need to do better as a people, man. I don't know what we can do because nobody's going to give reparations. They're not going to pay. They don't want us to understand what's going on. They want us to be dumb and blinded, and they don't want to talk about it. They want to say, forget about your past. Nigga, that was 1982. Forget about your past, 1982. That ain't my past. That was my granddaddy. That was my uncle. I was born in 1985. I was born in 1985. You know what I'm saying? I was born in 1985. This shit's been going on, man. You know? Look, there they go at the racism. Move on. It's, folks, it's the past. No, it's not the past. But guess what? We'll see, and time will tell. But it's your big home, big bad. Block you real quick so you'll never come back. Bang, get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all my real supporters, all the new people. Hit the subscribe button, man. You ain't gonna want to miss this, man. You know what I'm saying? God bless y'all.